I'm not singing today. I'm pissed. And I look like shit, but I don't care because this book sucks. So when I'm reading a book, there are certain liberties I give to the writer. You know, nobody's perfect, nobody can write a perfect book, so I allow for some things. Everybody gets a couple mistakes, everybody gets a couple cliches. That's fine. My first red flag, not my first, there were a couple issues. When I first really started to notice issues in here, page 82. Cassie's brother is getting taken away in the bus. Excuse me. Far away in his yellow X-Wing starfighter, jumping to warp speed until the dusty yellow spaceship was swallowed by dust. Beautiful, beautiful writing. And that's just one of the gems, describing blood as crimson, the sky as blue, the sun as warm, the breeze as cool. It's like infuriating. My 10-year-old nephew can write more creative sentences than this. Let's find another gem, shall we? Chapter 20, the first time she ever kills someone. This is the extent of her emotional distress at this moment, after seeing the pie plate sized hole in the back of the guy's head. I quote, "I was having trouble dealing." Really? That's how deep emotionally you are? That's how deep Rick has written you? I was having trouble dealing? Are you supposed to sound like a relatable 16-year-old? Because you're not. You sound like a vapid valley girl that is upset that her hot dog bun broke in half. I was having trouble dealing. Oh, my popcorn's burnt. I was having trouble dealing. Like, this is a big fucking deal. You just murdered someone in cold blood and you're just having trouble dealing. That's all. There's no exploration of that emotion whatsoever beyond these 5 words. Brilliant writing. And then immediately after that, but I must have done something to set off Blanche's spidey sense. I'm such a relatable 16-year-old. Spidey sense. I just murdered someone and I'm joking about spidey senses. Fuck you, Cassie. You just witnessed your father dying, murdered, and you're joking about spidey senses. I hate you. I couldn't outrun them. I couldn't outgun them. Maybe I could outsmart them. Isn't the whole point that they're smarter than every human ever? And that's why we're all dead at this point? You can't fucking outsmart them. Who the hell do you think you are? Did you not just live through 4 waves? You don't realize you can't outsmart these things? And you don't either. You don't. You just run away from the explosion. It's really smart. Joking about Justin Bieber's twin brother. Oh, how relatable. Okay. Her voice does not sound like a 16-year-old. It sounds like a 40-year-old man pretending to be a 16-year-old girl. That's exactly what it sounds like. She calls someone a dweeb. A dweeb? Is this 1991? When I was 16, that was an ancient insult that would get the shit beat out of you if you ever said it in real life. And she's saying it now in 2014, whenever the fuck this takes place. I don't think so, Rick. And it's just so boring. Sometimes writers can get away with it. If they have mediocre writing, but a really interesting story, fine. If they have a kind of okay story, but brilliant writing, fine. This guy doesn't have either. What the fuck is happening in the story? It's about an alien invasion. You would think that would be interesting, but it's so boring. They don't do anything. Cassie's just walking around in the woods, walking around on the road, getting shot at once, talking to some squirrels, talking to some teddy bears, talking to herself, walking around, getting some water. Oh, I shot someone. Okay, great. That's never happened in a book before. I honestly don't understand why people like this. I don't understand how it could possibly get 5 stars. This is why I don't like reading. This is exactly why, because books like this get way overhyped, and then when I actually read it, it's a piece of so it's like, great, I just wasted, I didn't read the whole thing, I couldn't possibly do that. So I just wasted 180 pages of my life. And I will not waste a moment more. The cool asphalt scraping against my back, the warm sun on my cold cheek, my numb fingers crawling at the door handle. Did anyone ever explain to this man about how to not overuse adjectives? And when you do use them, use a creative adjective and not the most cliched adjectives you could ever imagine. And she's so goddamn dramatic and repetitive. It takes away all of the real emotion when that's all you have to talk about. That's all you have to talk about. It's like when your friend is upset about something and they come to you and they express their feelings over this subject, you identify with them. You're like, oh, you're my friend, I really care about you. Like, that's so hard to go through. But when they keep repeating it every single day that you see them, at some point you're just like, shut the fuck up, Jimmy. I don't care anymore. That's what it's like reading Cassie. I might be, no, I probably am doomed. But if I'm it, the last of my kind, the last page of human history, like hell am I going to let this story end this way? I may be the last one, but I am the last one standing. I am the one turning to face the faceless hunter in the woods on an abandoned highway. I am the one not running, not staying, but facing. Because if I am the last one, then I am humanity. And if this is humanity's last war, then I am the battlefield. Oh my God, shut up. I couldn't believe that kept going. So, Part 2, Wonderland. I knew, because of all the hype, that this book had multiple perspectives, and that is what I was waiting for. I was dying to get to the guy's perspective, because maybe Rick, being a man himself, could write a man. Call me zombie. Heads, hand, feet, back, stomach, legs, arms, chest, everything. This non-melodic just listing of shit, it's exactly what Cassie does. Oh, some sort of short party. Cassie has said those exact same words. It's written exactly like Cassie. There's no difference between Cassie and whatever the bro's name is. It's the exact same person. I was listening to this on an audiobook because I'm too fucking busy to actually read it. Thank God I didn't waste my time. And I would never have known that this perspective changed if the irritating, whiny woman voice didn't switch to a whiny man voice. Let's see what gems we can find here. You are the human clay, Vosh whispers fiercely in my ear, and I am Michelangelo. I am the master builder, and you will be my masterpiece. Oh, vomit! Finishing her, finishing Cassie, not Cassie for Cassandra, or Cassie for Cassidy, or Cassie for Cassiopeia. I get it, okay? Cassie said that joke, whatever that rumination you want to talk, whatever you want to call it. She said that many times as if it's a character trait, but it's not. It's just a little weird thing about her name that every character has. But it loses all meaning when you just keep saying it over and over and over again because you have nothing else to talk about. I need a goddamn straitjacket. This book has made me insane. The girl in the woods who slept with a teddy bear in one hand and a rifle in the other. The girl with the strawberry blonde curls. The girl yada yada. As if she's something special. He goes on and on about this girl as if she's something special. She is one of 7 billion people. Sure, she happens to still be alive, but she is not the only human alive. Why is she? What the fuck is so special about this girl? What is so special about this girl? Why didn't he just kill her? I wanted her to kill her. I wanted him to kill her. I was like, shoot her, please, kill her. She is not special. She is excruciatingly ordinary. Why didn't he finish her? Why couldn't he finish her? No fucking reason. Now, I've only read 180 pages, so maybe there is a reason later on down the road, but if there isn't one, that's stupid. That is a cop-out, that you just happen to not kill her because, I don't know, something weird inside you said not to. Put a reason not to kill this girl in the story. It adds another dimension to the story. Instead, Rick just glosses right over that and just says, I don't know, no reason he didn't kill her, no reason. He just happened not to kill her. It makes his character extremely passive. Give him the active decision not to kill her for a specific reason that he has decided himself. Not just, I don't know, I didn't kill her. I don't know, I just didn't feel like doing it that day. Even though that's my job, I didn't kill her. A moment comes in war when the last line must be crossed. The line that separates what you hold dear from what total war demands. If he couldn't cross that line, the battle was over and he was lost. This is what I hate about reading. When authors put their little tidbits of wisdom in there that completely break up the action and hardly make sense. A moment comes in war, like you're sounding like you're so fucking profound. Put like one little 2 sentences of commentary about war, like you know everything about war. So fucking snarky. And this is not just the only situation, this is throughout the entire book. They always have these little inputs, like, oh, it's a book, so I have to put inputs on reality and input my own ideas into everyone else and show them. If you make it the theme of the book, totally makes sense. If you build up to this point, totally makes sense. When you just sprinkle it and just say, here's my idea about this. Don't I sound smart because I said something about war? You just sound like a prick. It's all melodrama. And 0% of it is relatable to me. I literally wrote painful in here because it is painful. It got to the point where I was forcing myself to listen to the audiobook. God forbid I read it. Even the idea of it was making me so it just wasn't getting any better. It was not improving at all. The romance is about to spark off, but I don't give a shit because I don't care about either of these characters. So I'm done. I will not be finishing this book. I will not be reading The Infinite Sea. I will not be reading anything by Rick Yancey ever again. Best decision I ever made. The only saving grace is when she's talking about the previous waves, demolition of the cities, and the plague. When she was describing that, when she's describing the way her mother died, that was actually pretty intense. When I was listening, whatever I was doing, I just kind of stopped and zoned out, and I was just listening to it like, oh wow, that never happens to me. But that was it. That was all. What was going on in the actual story was so mind-numbingly boring that I just could not bring myself to continue. I've heard the romance isn't anything special anyway. I mean, that's not surprising given what I've read so far. And what pisses me off even more is that he makes fun of other greater works. She's like, it wasn't like War of the Worlds where the aliens come out and they walk around in spider machines and they shoot everybody and yada yada. Like, that would have been really exciting to read. I would have loved to read that. When you're just moping around, walking around, talking to yourself and your teddy bear and your dead relatives. It's depressing and it's not even good. It's not a good depressing. If you want a good depressing dystopian, read The Road. Now that is a fantastic book, okay? Without all the shitty. Someone please explain to me why they like this book. Someone explain to me why they liked this book. Anyway, I've gone on long enough. Sorry for all the yelling. Please, if anyone agrees with me on any of these points, let me know. Or if I'm completely wrong on any of these points, also let me know. I'm over it. Goodbye.